welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a little bit. Work has been super crazy, and it's even more crazy now that here in Mass they've lifted the mask mandate. It doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not, and it is graduation season, so it's crazy. Today we're going to talk about my updated 2021 financial goals and this time that I've been gone. Some of the months I've been budgeting, some of the months I haven't budgeted at all. I did just do a fresh start on my budget with the last paycheck I recently got, and that's the budget that we will be using from now on and sticking to. But I wanted to do an updated 2021 financial goals because obviously within the first, about to be 6 months of 2021, I've seen how things are. I've gotten a lot of a better look at my spending habits and all of that. And taking a look back at my original goals, they just weren't realistic or achievable. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll start with my new goals. First and foremost is to get 1 month ahead, and I think this is the pretty obvious one, and I think it's one that everybody who does have YNAB is one of their goal priorities, is to get 1 month ahead. And this is specifically my number one goal. I don't think I can achieve any of my other goals without doing this one first. My second goal is to save a $1,000 emergency fund, and I know that $1,000 is most definitely not enough, but I think as a little small starter emergency fund, $1,000 is obviously a lot better than nothing, and it's easily achievable. And I want to save $300 in my car emergency fund, and specifically $300 just because that is my insurance deductible. As we know, last time my car got hit, that's what I had to pay, unfortunately. I want to have at least $100 in my cushion, which is just like it just sits in my bank account as a just in case. And my stretch goal would be $1,000 for that. I do want to pay off all my credit card debt, and my stretch goal for that would also be pay off my phone. I also want to fund my sinking fund as much as possible, especially Christmas. I know that I'm a big gift giver, and I just want to have a debt-free Christmas this year. I also want to invest in small amounts and start saving to open a Roth IRA. Specifically start saving to open a Roth IRA just because I know that like the first buy for a lot of them is super expensive, especially for Vanguard. I know it's about $3,000. It's a lot of money, and I can't just pull that out of nowhere. So we'll start saving to open one up. And last but most definitely not least is stick to my budget and budget realistically, which I think I have officially gotten the hang of. We'll just take a quick look at my previous goals just to compare. And as you can see, there was definitely a lot more of them, and they were a lot higher amounts. For example, $5,000 beginner emergency fund, $2,500 car maintenance fund, pay off all my credit cards, pay extra towards my car loan. It's just definitely a lot more money, and I definitely don't have all that extra money to be inputting into these goals, at least not until my income does increase. So why didn't my original goals work? Very simple to answer. Number one, they were way too big. I felt like I was drowning in these goals, and they had too many goals, and I was trying to tackle too many things at once. I think it's just better to focus on one main goal or your top three first, and then try to work towards the other ones. Not that you can't multitask, but with such big goals that I had, it just wouldn't have been achievable. And number three, I thought simply budgeting in YNAB was going to solve everything for me. What I didn't realize is that I actually needed to be implementing my budget in real life and actually doing the work to make things work. And I think that happens a lot when I've been budgeting since I got my first job, but not like strictly budgeting, you know what I mean? But I think that happens a lot with new budgeters. It's like, okay, you write out this budget, and then you're just kind of like, okay, like whatever, like we'll just go spending. Like, no, you actually have to follow the budget, stick to the budget, and try to make things work as best as possible. How I plan to reach these goals is, number one, I'm going to use my tax return. I literally filed on the last day possible. So hopefully that'll be in soon. I will use my tax return to fund my top three goals, which we'll go over shortly. And June is a 3 paycheck month, so that means I'll be able to get at least half a month ahead because I get paid bi-weekly. So like half a month or 1 paycheck ahead into July. Number two, I want to start saving in small amounts. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to try to save these large amounts because I know realistically with my income versus my expenses, that is not possible. And I'm going to look at my budget every single day. And I think that's something important to do because you need to know what's going on within your budget. And if I look at it every single day, then I know what I'm allowed to spend each day. And number 4 with Transfer Tuesdays, and now this is very popular. It was started by this YouTuber, Mary from Pennies Not Perfection. A lot of people have hopped on this trend. It's not a trend, but a lot of people have hopped on this, and I think it's a great idea, and especially goes hand in hand with start saving in small amounts. Number 5, work hard to stick to my budget and stay under budget, which is really important as well. And tackle big goals one at a time. Like I said, with my previous goals, there was way too many goals, and I was trying to reach way too many things at once instead of focusing on one thing at a time. Now here are my top 3 goals and my strategy to reach them. My first goal is get 1 month ahead, and how I plan to reach that is obviously my tax return. Number 2 is save my $1,000 emergency fund. To reach that, I'm going to use my tax return as well. If I don't have any money left for my tax return, after I use it to get 1 month ahead, which I'm sure I will. I usually get a very large tax return. If not, I'm going to start saving small, like $10 from every single paycheck, and like any leftover money at the end of the month that will go towards this $1,000 emergency fund. And my third goal will be to save $300 in a car emergency fund. Again, use my tax return. If not, use money from Transfer Tuesdays, which I know I could use the money from Transfer Tuesdays to save my $1,000 emergency fund, but since I'm already saving $10 from every paycheck and all the leftover money at the end of the month, I thought that these two could be 2 goals that I try to tackle at the same time. Obviously, one of them is getting a lot more focus since I'm saving for every single paycheck, but just get the car emergency fund as well in the works. These 3 goals I definitely want to have done by the end of the year. I'm sure I'll have them done by the end of like July if I get my tax return by then. But if anything ever happens, like if I don't get my tax return or something, I know last year I didn't get like one of my full amounts because like it was the middle of COVID and they were asking for me to send them my social security card so I can prove who I am, and like I didn't have my social security card. At my mom's house and they all had COVID, so I was like, I can't really do that. Actually, funny story, she doesn't even have it either. It's just disappeared. But if anything, if my tax return does not come and anything ever happens to my tax return, obviously these 2 goals, save $1,000 and save $300, would be put on the back burner. Actually, I don't really understand that. I say that, but I don't really understand that saying, put it on the back burner, because isn't technically the back burner still, like, you can still turn it on, like, it's still hot. Like, I don't understand. But I dilute. That's just my foreign brain. But obviously, these 2 goals I would not be focusing on, and my only goal would be to get the 1 month ahead first, because like I said, I don't think I could achieve any of these other goals without doing that, and I think that is one of the most important goals on my list. What about my other goals? I'm not super worried about those goals. Like I said, those first 3 are my top priority for the year. Obviously, I'm sure that I want to achieve them for that. I'm not gonna put it on my list right now or put it on my top 3 right now for these other goals when those are my priority goals first, and they are things I want to work towards, but like I said, they are not priority. And then once I do complete my top 3 goals, which like I said, I'm sure I'm gonna finish them shortly, I can move new goals to the top 3 and create a new plan to reach them. I'm taking things slow and I'm trying to learn better habits so that this could be applied long term, instead of me being able to do it for a month or 2 and then falling off the wagon, you know what I mean? And yes, I do have the debt on my credit cards, but honestly, it's a $30 minimum payment. Like, I'm not super worried about that. That's not really affecting, like, what is 30, I mean, sure, $30 can do a whole lot of other things, but it's just $30. It's not like I'm paying $100 in minimum payments or something like that. Then I would be more focused on paying those down first. But I'm really not. I did start this at the end of May with my second paycheck, so not everything is fully funded. But as you can see, I already paid my credit cards. My Apple storage I have saved up for, that should be coming out today or tomorrow. Already saving up for my YNAB subscription that is going to come December 10th, and funded my Easy Plans completely for the month. I had already paid my rent in the beginning of the month. But I know before I used to like go a month ahead and then put my rent in because that was the month it was gonna be for. But I think now I'm just gonna start budgeting my rent into the month that I am actually in. Like in June, I would do, you know, I obviously have to pay $600. I would do the $600, and then as I'm like saving up for my next rent, I think I would just do another $600, and then that way. Yeah, that just makes sense in my head a little bit better now. I don't know. I explained that totally randomly weird, but it just made sense in my head. My car payment already came out. My phone payment already came out. It's $190 because I also paid Rafael's phone payment. My car insurance actually just came out today. It just hasn't been updated in here yet, and it was actually a lot less than this for some reason. My renter's insurance hasn't been pulled yet. I didn't put anything into this business fund. I have $20 in the cushion, nothing in interest because my head still doesn't fully understand the whole interest thing. I have zero money in dining out because Rafael and I bought a ton of groceries, and we've actually been doing very well, and we haven't eaten out, and we've only been, that's a lie, we did eat out. But we ate out last night, but it was the middle of the night and we were really hungry. But we've been doing such a good job of not, because, you know, before we used to eat out every single meal. Here and there is totally fine, but not every single meal every single day. He does have EBT, and that's why I only have $100 a month for this groceries category. So we do a lot of our grocery shopping through Amazon Fresh. We just get straight delivered to the house, nice and easy, and that's how we pay for it. I do have some money into gas. I still have a lot of gas in my car, probably like half a tank, but I will get paid June 2nd, so maybe I'll just top this off. I'm not sure. I know, but spent a little bit in spending. I didn't budget into any of these categories because I didn't feel like it was necessary. Definitely did use my stuff I forgot to budget for category, and I was able to fund almost all of my sinking funds. I didn't put any money into tattoos, but I'm already on track for Luna's birthday for next year. Her birthday already passed this year, and we had such a great time, and we didn't spend very much. We only spent $50, which was her cake and her presents I bought with the gift card that I had, and she had such a great time. It was a baby shark cake. She loved it. I did get a parking ticket because there's construction going on my street, so we have to park on different streets, but then we messed up because those different streets have different street cleaning days, and so we parked it on a street cleaning day. We did have a couple birthdays this month. I did need some new clothes for work, and then these sinking funds are nicely funded, which is nice. And when I was like, obviously this was a fresh start, I did add a couple extra dollars or cents into these categories. I have nothing in these, and this is my wish farm and my wish list. And now you're maybe thinking, what is this document and why is it in my wish farm? And it's actually for all like the documents that I actually need. Like I said, I need a new social security card. I need to renew my passport, and honestly, it's gonna be such a hassle to do that because the Brazilian consulate here in Mass is always booked. So I might have to go to Connecticut to do that one. It's been expired for like few years now, so that's gonna be hard work to get renewed. I need like the at least in Massachusetts they have this thing called like a real ID thing, and it's basically just a star on top of your license or your ID stating that like you're legal, I guess. I don't know. It's really stupid. And then my citizenship test I think it's like a $300 fee to take it. If you didn't know, I wasn't born in the States. I was born in Brazil. I did come here in 2007 though. Been here for a majority of my life. However, I'm still not a citizen. I just recently got my 10-year green card in 2018. So you have to hold your 10-year green card for 3 years before you can do the citizenship test. So I will hit 3 years in August of this year. I'm not gonna take the test immediately because like I'm still okay with just my green card, but I would rather take it as soon as possible rather than later. But it is really expensive to take, and it's a difficult test. And then also you have to like go through this, like when my sister did it, when we came, my dad was married to an American woman, and that's how we originally came. And then obviously there is a interview for that, and so we did our interview in January of 2018. And he was a very scary man. He used to be a sergeant in the army, and that was actually the only reason we got the interview, was because my siblings were going into the army, and their recruiter like knew the guy or whatever. But I mean, I couldn't really answer a lot of questions. I was like, dude, I don't know. I was like 5, 6 years old. I don't know what to tell you at this point. But it's definitely very scary. And my sister, when she did her citizenship test, which was really funny because I was like, I thought in the army you didn't have to do the test. I thought you automatically got it, but I guess not. She had to go through another interview, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to do this again. Like, it's so stressful. I also have a new bed and a mattress, a water pick, education. I do want to take a Google certificate for project management. It's like $300. A clip-on microphone and a USB to USB-C adapter because I do have one of the newer MacBooks. I do have this Robinhood category because that's my crypto one. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I did buy some Dogecoin and I bought it. It was like 60 cents. And now it's like 28 cents, and I'm very upset, but I'm not selling it. I will hold. This is going to be for me saving for the Roth IRA, and this is my M1. I do want to eventually do $10 a month into it, but I don't have a goal in here right now because, again, it's not my priority to do so. But yeah, those are basically all of my categories, and that's how my budget is looking like. Thank you so much for watching.